Hey, hello my friends, this is Paul and welcome to A Common Touch of Fantasy. Today we're still doing Dune in June. This is video number 3. This is on the second section of Dune, book number 2. These are going to be my thoughts of what I liked and what I didn't really care for. Unfortunately, there were quite a few things in this section that I didn't really care for. Some things that I really disliked, and unfortunately it has brought the book down for me a little bit, but there were also some things that I enjoyed as well. First off, the thing that I like the most in this book so far is definitely the Freeman society and culture. Often imitated in other series, other books, in fantasy and sci-fi, the Freemen are the original sand culture and people, and you can tell that this book has such a large impact on the SFF community, where other books are trying to imitate those type of societies in their book. The culture and society is just amazing. I find the Freemans to just be fascinating, and especially their preoccupation with water. The thought of crying being such an intense emotion, intense showing of self, it's such a sacrifice to actually cry, and this really gripped me hard. When Paul cried at the funeral of Jamis, wow, and they say, oh, he gives moisture to the dead. That line right there, moisture to the dead, will stay with me for probably my entire life. Like, when I go to funerals and people are crying, that's gonna be in the back of my mind. Oh, they honor that person with moisture for the dead. I think it's really cool, and just how their entire society is created around the lack of water. And then to find out that they're collecting water so that they can transform their planet into something better, that they have the willpower and the know-how to do something like this and have a ton of water, enough for everyone basically, but they're saving it to have a better life for the people in the future. I find that extremely admirable. Also, I really like the action sequences in this section, specifically the fight between Paul and Jamis. We got a glimpse of what the Weirding Way is all about, and Paul's ability to fight. I didn't know he was this great of a fighter until this point, and for him to best one of the best Freemans is a big deal. I also really enjoyed the fight that, wrote this one down, Fed Rosa had at the Coliseum, basically. It was a gladiator thing. He fought a prisoner, and the whole circumstance with that, with how the gladiator wasn't really poisoned, but he was manipulated, and when he said the word, that he was able to wound him, and he had his poison on a different dagger. Great scene. Absolutely love that scene. And I really enjoyed the increasing emphasis on the political conflict within this book. The Count and the Count's wife, that's the Bene Gesserit, and their ability to manipulate the Baron and also his nephew. And I'm very interested to see what happens with the Baron's wife and Fed Rutha, because I think that's going to be extremely important to the rest of this story. And honestly, the political structure and emphasis is what's going to make me want to read more of this series. If my interest is piqued at the end of this book with all the political going on, then I might go ahead and read the rest of the series. Alright guys, so what did I not like in this section? Quite a bit. I find Paul's ability his prescience ability to see the future to be extremely annoying. I think it is preposterous. I don't think it belongs in this book. It is such a diversion while reading. I hate when I'm reading and all of a sudden he goes into his inner mind mumbo jumbo stuff and I'm like, why did you have to totally interrupt the flow of the story to go into this weird inner eye thing? I just don't like it whatsoever. And so far it's basically useless, because every time he comes up to a conflict, it's nothing like what he saw in his like prophecy visions. I just really don't like it at all. I'm also not happy with the oddly worded descriptions of very mundane things. Like, in the beginning of this one chapter, Jessica wakes up, and it's described as Jessica's inner sense told her that it was a time to wake up because it was almost nighttime. Her sleep of long fatigue, something like that. Just, it's so dumb. Just put in there, Jessica felt like it was time to wake up, so she woke up. I mean, the whole description of trying to make her out to be this amazing, observant, powerful person in her mind just makes the mundane things that every person in the world does just silly to me. It just seems silly. The worst thing, without a doubt. Oh, I'm like, I need something. The worst thing in this section, without a doubt, is this. What is this? I don't even know how to say this. And then the scenes with the Count and his wife. Oh my goodness, I did it so much. I was like, so silly. It took me out of the book every time that showed up. I was like, are you serious? Herbert, what are you doing? And another thing that bugged me was lump, 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 lump. Why do we have quotations around sounds? I don't understand. Why can't it just say, in the distance they heard the sound of the machine that made the sandworms come to them. They heard the lumping noise. Instead we get lump, 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 lump. Come on, Herbert. And and finally, the thing that bugged me lastly was Paul. He's just really cold now. In the first section, he was likable, but now that he realizes that he's this prophet, that he's pretty much the savior, he is just really cold. And I don't like that. I don't care for that whatsoever. He just doesn't seem to have much of a personality anymore. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully, like, maybe he becomes more human. Because right now he's acting very robotic in nature and very cold towards everybody. Anyways, those are the things that I liked. That's what I disliked about this section. I'm hoping the last section will make up for this section. A lot of times, the middle of the book really is the section where I like or dislike a book. The parts with a lot of dialogue, a lot of world building, not much action. And so far, the middle of this book wasn't that great for me. I'd probably give the middle probably a 3. So hopefully the end will really pick up and that I will give this book a better score than that. So the next video will be on the rest of the book, and I'll put out the video Wednesday or Thursday, around there, of next week. So I think that's the 24th, I believe. And let me know what you liked. Let me know what you disliked. Are the things that I disliked, am I just being really nitpicky or what? Just let me know. Let me know how you're enjoying it. And so thanks for watching. Please leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and Thank you for participating in this read-along. I appreciate it.